If they do sign him, the Mavs, I would be excited, but I also would have anxiety that maybe they're about to go 0 for 2 in surrounding Luka with stars. But that's just the kind of situation you're in right now, and you got to be willing to take some risks. Is Oubre the guy? They're saying that he wants a multi-year deal around $20 million per season. So it's like you could have him or Tim Hardaway Jr. back. So maybe 3 and 60. Maybe a sign-in trade could work. He's been playing in Golden State, but I would be looking at it like, okay, if we're signing Oubre, it's 3 and 60, and then when his contract comes up, Porzingis is going to be up, and we'll have Luka and cap space in the summer of 2024 is sort of my overall a big team building thought on how it could fit or what I would be looking to do. But you dig into the context of his free agency, he was a guy that when he left Phoenix could give you close to 20 points per game, and he was a really good defender. Didn't work out in Golden State. And now they're saying maybe it's more of a red flag player than a upside player, even though he's just 25 years old. He missed 15 of their last 20 games. In those 15 games, they were 12 and 3. Golden State was.
Yep, all Steph.
On the year, Golden State was -5 on points per 100 possessions with Oubre. Steve Kerr made it clear that if they do bring him back, he is going to be in a definitive bench role. And the critics say if you watch the Warriors film, he looks lost trying to find a fit in their ball and player movement system. He's more in isolation, kick it out to me, let me take my turn, or I'll kick it out to somebody else, and I'm going to play defense. And speaking of defense, critics in Golden State said he's not locked down, he's too aggressive and risky, right? So he is I'm gonna be physical with you and go for steals type of defender instead of I'm gonna shadow you and lock you down without committing fouls. So even his hit as a premier defender, or his status as a premier defender is kind of taking a hit anyway. I know I said a lot there, and I'll give you what he says about this stuff, but I did want to set the context of why he's so available. It could be a brilliant opportunity to buy an up-and-coming player while his salary would still be lower.
I'll tell you this. I was at the one game.
Oh, yeah.
It was It was February 4th, and Dallas was playing a back-to-back with Golden State. Both games being here at the AAC. And I happen to be in attendance. If you want to go for one game live scouting, sign this guy up. He had 40 points that night. But then the next night I think he had 14.
Yeah.
So it was
Steph had 50 the next night. The Mavericks won.
Yeah, it was really funny it appeared to me, I'm like, well, man, who is this guy?
He has all the skills you lack.
Oh no, he took like 21 shots. He made 14 of them. He was getting rebounds. Everything about him, you were just going, man, this guy's a pretty damn good player. So, Krusty in the stands, one game scout, yeah, go get him. But other than that, it sounds like to me that Golden State's kind of like, we don't think we can do much with you right there. So, yeah, I guess he's one of those guys that's really capable of having, I'm not saying every night, he's going to have 40 points. Sure, you said he's like a 20-point type of a guy, potential.
I think he averaged 19 in his top season.
He's got it in him, and that's the problem. What you can't figure out was it the fact that he couldn't fit into the system with Golden State? And mind you, Golden State was not a team that was supposed to do anything this year. On the back of Steph Curry, they got into the play-in and then got into the they actually made something out of a useless season. So it's real tricky to figure out what he is, because he was decent in Phoenix and he was young enough where there was upside, and then it's like flatline in Golden State. It's like, okay, so what's the real Kelly Oubre?
Yeah,
nobody really knows.
And this would be like his 5th team.
And see, this is why you can't really project what he would do in Dallas, because you got a whole new coach and general manager. You have no idea what the system is. The Jason Kidd's it's not going to be the Carlisle pass first and the ball finds the best. This is going to be all Luka, but we don't know how he fits with Luka.
Well,
we don't.
It's so funny that I was just kind of going through and seeing how we always talk about the plus minus and stuff. The last game he played before he was just taken off the court, he was minus 41 on his plus minus, and that was against Dallas.
Yeah,
That was all the way April 27th.
That was the game. Believe it or not, the Mavericks played a back-to-back. They played at Sacramento and lost again to freaking Sacramento.
Oh, they're going to do
and
that.
nobody knew.
Yeah.
Okay, so this team, we don't even. And they go to San Francisco, knowing the Warriors had to win to get the play, and they blew the water out. They blew the Warriors out the water. And Oubre was one of the guys that couldn't hold it.
No, he was awful that game, and that might have been the last straw.
Well, yeah, they're saying there it just doesn't work for our system.
Yeah,
in order to help Steph Curry be the man and find those opportunities, you have to be ready and capable of reading and then quickly going and setting an off-ball screen or knowing I got to cut to create space.
Yep. You got to be like Draymond.
Keep moving. Yeah. I mean, that's the
big
one
man
thing.
like him, you got to be like Draymond.
You watch Golden State. I mean, those guys were always moving and stuff like that. But that might have been the old straw that broke the camel's back, as they said. That once they got to that point, it's like, listen, it's not. Let's just go ahead and play young guys and see if we can. See if we can salvage something out of this.
It really looks like he's got the horsepower to be a good scorer and a great defender. He's
got it in him.
He's talented and skilled enough. But then you start looking at his assist numbers for his entire career, and it's 1. And what does this team need? It needs the ability to keep that ball moving.
Yep.
And they have so many guys right now that need to catch it, pick up their head, and scan the entire court before they have a decision. They don't have anybody that can take a quick glimpse and do a tap pass to the wide open guy. They don't have any of those kinds of skills, or at least enough of it.